Greetings, students. So today we are going to be studying about the structure of the female gamete, that is the secondary oocyte. Now remember, the female gamete is actually ovum. Okay, but in order to get ovum, the stage before that you get secondary oocyte, and this secondary oocyte undergoes meiosis to give you ovum. But then the meiosis gets arrested at metaphase of meiosis 1, and since the meiosis is not complete, that is why you do not get an ovum. Okay, and this completion of the meiosis will only and only take place when a sperm penetrates the ovum, and that is the fusion of male and female gamete takes place, and your fertilization is complete. Okay, so only then the meiosis is going to get completed. Otherwise, the meiosis is not going to get completed. It is arrested over there. Okay, so today we will study about the structure, how exactly the structure of a secondary oocyte looks like, and what basically it holds within it. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so over here we have a diagram of the secondary oocyte or the unfertilized egg. Now, starting up, first of all, if of any cell that you have in your body, we discuss the outermost structure or the outermost membranes first of all. Okay, so let us discuss about the outermost membrane over here. And the membranes that you got in this secondary oocyte or the unfertilized eggs are two in number. The outermost one will be called as zona pellucida. Okay, and inner to zona pellucida you are going to have vitelline membrane. Okay, so बाहर zona pellucida and अंदर के side पे vitelline membrane. Now there is a space in this particular in between these two layers, and the space is, that particular space is called as perivitelline space. Okay, now this in this perivitelline space you are going to have a fluid, and also we might know from the gametogenesis itself that when this kind of meiotic division takes place between the secondary oocyte and your or other types of cells that you had, so that time the division of cytoplasm takes place unequally. Okay, एक सेल को ज्यादा cytoplasm मिलता है, दूसरे सेल को कम मिलता है. So because of that, the one cell which received less amount of cytoplasm, we had called that particular cell as a polar body. Okay, now you all remember कि ये cell का meiosis अभी तक complete नहीं हुआ है. It has gotten arrested. So that means the cytokinesis is not complete, and since the cytokinesis is not complete, the cells have not separated out. They have divided, but they are still stuck to each other. So in this perivitelline space, you are going to find this polar body. Okay, so zona pellucida is the outermost covering. Vitelline membrane is the innermost covering. In between these two covering, you have a space called as the perivitelline space, and in that space you are going to have fluid as well as the first polar body. Okay, now just attached to your zona pellucida itself, you have some remnants of granulosa cell. We remember granulosa cells, the cells of which were coating your primary oocyte in ovum. So these granulosa cells, जिसको हम लोगों ने germ hill भी बोला था, discus proligerus भी बोला था, cumulus profilus भी बोला था. So these granulosa cells, they will be attached to your zona pellucida, and they will be giving out some rays-like structure, or they'll be it will be appearing as if they are the rays of the sun. So these rays like structure will be called as corona radiata. Corona इसीलिए because they appear like crown, जैसे king का या queen के crown में wavy structures होते हैं, तो इधर भी ऐसे ही uneven wavy structures है. So it appears like a crown. Also it is radiating, or it is coming out of all the sides of this particular circular structure. So since it is coming out of all of it, तो इसीलिए हम लोगों ने radiata या फिर radiata बोला है उसको. Okay, so that is corona radiata. Now the thing is, corona radiata में जितने भी granulosa cells होते हैं, they are stuck to each other, and the chemical that you have in between these cells is called as hyaluronic acid, and that is why when we had studied about the sperm, that time we had come across one structure in the in the diagram of the sperm, and that particular structure was called as acrosome. And back then I had told you that acrosome secretes an enzyme, and this particular enzyme is called as hyaluronidase. Okay. Now this particular hyaluronidase enzyme, what it does, it acts like an zona lysine. That is, it is going to break down your zona pellucida. Also, it is going to penetrate through your corona radiata. Okay. So that is what happens. So here we have the diagram of the sperm. And at the tip of the sperm's structure, let's just hold on a minute. So we have the structure over here, acrosome. And this acrosome is responsible for secreting an enzyme, and that enzyme is hyaluronidase. And what will this hyaluronidase do? It is going to break the bond between two corona radiata cells, and because of which they can then easily penetrate inside the ovum. Okay, and that is how the fertilization takes place. So that is about the corona radiata. Now, in case of your secondary oocyte or the unfertilized egg that we have over here, you are not going to have any kind of shell around them. Achha, now this blue colored thing that you can see is basically one of those theca which was formed in the ovum or in the ovary. So these are one of those theca. Okay, so inside it, you are going to find all the cell organelles, and you're going to find a nucleus. This nucleus is very large, and that is why it is called as germinal vesicle. It appears like a huge vesicle, germinal vesicle, and inside that you have the haploid set of chromosome. Okay, now we know this case sperm does not have any kind of cytoplasm in them, and whereas the ovum has cytoplasm and it has all the cell organelles. So whatever cell organelles are present in the cells of your body, you have got it from your mother. Okay, because your father's sperm did not contribute into any of the cell organelles. Okay, so that way there is something called as cytoplasmic inheritance. We will be studying about that in genetics. So cytoplasmic inheritance tells us about how we get certain characteristics from the mother itself. Now, in case of mitochondria that is present in your cytoplasm, mitochondria has its own DNA. We have studied this last year. Also, chloroplast has its own DNA. Okay, so mitochondrial DNA that you have will be similar to your mother, because your father did not give you any mitochondria. Okay, so that way it all states that every person that is living on earth will have the same cytoplasm, because it has only come from one parent and not the other parent. If there were two set of parents, there was going to be recombination and there could have been changes. But since एक ही parents से मिला है, तो उसमें कोई भी changes नहीं हुआ है. So that means all of us are related to each other because of the cytoplasm that we have, since we have got it only from one of our parents, not by birth. Okay. So you are going to have all of the organelles over here, except for one organelle, that is centriole. And this is the reason why the cell division gets arrested. They do not have centrioles in them. Okay. And in case of your unfertilized egg that we have, we actually call it as secondary oocyte. It is not the ovum exactly. It will become an ovum once the division is complete, and that happens only when the sperm fuses with it. Okay. Now this secondary oocyte of ours is non-cleodic. That is, it does not have a shell like the egg that we generally have make use to make an omelette or a scrambled egg. So egg के पास shell होता है, वैसा हमारे egg के पास shell नहीं है. Okay, it is non-cleodic and it is microlecithal. Okay, now whenever you make an omelette or whenever you have broken up an egg, we know that in egg you find two things. One is that white part and the other one is the yellow yolk. Okay, now that yellow yolk appears yellow in color because of a protein inside them which is called as lecithin. ये lecithin सिर्फ yolk में ही present होता है और कहीं पे भी present नहीं होता है. Okay, so that is why the word lecithal is more associated with the word yolk. Okay, so microlecithal means what? That the yolk is present in very minimal quantities. Micro means बहुत कम. Okay, so minimal quantity में present है, small quantity में present है. It is almost negligent, but we are not alecithal. Alecithal मतलब हमारे cells ovum में yolk है ही नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, yolk है, but बहुत कम है. So that is why we will be calling it as microlecithal. Okay, so that was all about the structure of the secondary oocyte. Now what I want you all to do is draw this particular diagram and label it properly and submit it to me as an assignment, and you have to do this 3 times. Okay, so see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be discussing about the changes that take place in this particular fertilized egg and how it is correlating with your menstrual cycle. So tomorrow we'll be studying about the menstrual cycle. Okay, until then, have a safe day, stay at home. The coronavirus cases in Vasai Virar are increasing, so take necessary precautions, and all the best. Goodbye.